Happy cold Sunday morning. It's cold here in Kansas City. It's like 20 degrees, and I have a lot to do. Um, about 3 years ago, we purchased like 42 acres of land. And the 42 acres of land that we purchased was in Kentucky. And it's like up on a mountain. And when I say mountain, you have to understand like the mountains in the southern part of Kentucky are actually the foothills of the Appalachians. So we had found 42 acres of land up on this mountaintop that was just beautiful. I mean, it was so beautiful and it was peaceful and there was a pond there. And so our dream was to build a cabin on this property. Hi, good morning, Phoenix. Hi. And so our dream was to build this cabin up on this property, right? Up on this mountaintop with this pond. And it was going to be like a place for the kids to come and hang out and visit and a place for retirement and a place just to like escape to. And so about a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago, something like that, we had actually gone out to Kentucky and we met with a contractor up on our land. Now, previous to doing all of this, we did have a contract with a logging company in Kentucky, and the contract was they were allowed to log. It was kind of like a win-win situation for us. We allowed this company to go up onto our mountain and log it, right? Cut down the trees and log the whatever, and we got paid royalties. We still get paid royalties. It's not like a freaking shit ton of money, but it is money that the land is making off the royalties from logging. And in return, it was clearing the land for us to be able to build. So it was win-win, right? So rewind to like a year and a half ago, something like that. We met a contractor up on top of our piece of land, and my dream was crushed. So the contractor said absolutely they could build the cabin, no problem, whatever. They could get power up on the mountain, but there was no water source. They had surveyed all 42 acres of our land, and there's no well, there's no way to run water up to that mountain. So building a cabin on our 42 acres of useless land is not going to happen. It's just not. There's just no way. Like, I can't live without water, right? So we should have thought about it before we purchased it because it makes absolutely like all sense. Even though there's a pond, the pond is natural. So it's not like it wasn't like a man-made pond. So that kind of like wiped out the water source. And so we should have like thought back then when we purchased it on why we got it for so cheap. We got this 42 acres of land for so incredibly cheap, and it makes sense because it's not inhabitable. You cannot habit the land. So now we just have this mountain in Kentucky that literally we cannot do anything with but allow this logging company to continue to log. So, Valentine's weekend, we spent out in Kentucky, and which is where our mountain is, in the same town of our mountain. And we kind of like went up there and just hung out for a little while on the land, whatever. Um, but while we were there, we bought two more pieces of land. We bought like an acre and a half, and then we bought another piece of land that's just a little over 2 acres. So for a few years now, we have been kind of going back and forth about putting our house on the market, selling our house, and moving. So we have literally looked at houses and land in Kentucky. We've looked at houses and land in Tennessee. My husband went down to Florida. He looked at 5 different houses in Florida. Like, we have been like looking all over on where we want to move. We know that we want to leave Kansas City, but my husband actually put offers in on different houses and then never pulled the trigger on anything. So that dream of us leaving Kansas City had kind of started to like escape my thoughts because I'm like, okay, he's never actually really truly going to do this. Like, it's just all talk. We've been talking about this for a long time, and it's just never really truly going to happen. Like, I can just cross that off my wish list of getting out of Kansas City. However, um he surprised me last week. He did put our house on the silent market only because he doesn't want our house like completely advertised all over Kansas City. He doesn't want people, he doesn't want an agent showing our house all hours of the days and the weekends and us having to be out of the house for the house to be shown. So he did list the house with an agent on a silent market to where the agent literally like schedules like certain people to come and look at our house. So we did get two really great offers for our house. We got two fantastic offers. And mind you, we paid off our mortgage last summer, like in July 2nd of last year, actually, we paid off our mortgage. So selling our house is 100% profit for us. So now that like we've gotten these offers, now that we have gotten these offers on our house, my husband is like considering the two, and I know which one he's going to go with. And he's like, you know what? I think maybe next week I'm just going to pull the trigger and just accept the offer. And we're going to go to the land that we just bought in Kentucky, and we're going to have to rent, which I'm like, rent? What the fuck do you mean rent? I'm not renting anything. And he said, no. He's like, we're going to have to rent something in Kentucky while our house gets built on the, we're building a new house on the 2.5 acres. I think it is. I think it's like maybe just, it's a little over 2 acres. We're building a house on that land. And then on the land that is like 1.5 acres, my husband has slotted $30,000 a piece to build 4 tiny homes on that piece of land and then rent those tiny homes out as a profit and as a way to make money off of that extra 1.5 acres that we bought for no real fucking reason. But we did it. So, yes, Kentucky is beautiful. I really do like Kentucky a lot. Where we'll be living is like 2.5 hours from Nashville. Hold on, give me just a second because you guys know that it's like morning and I have to have coffee. So give me just a second.
Hi, welcome to Scooters. Can I start you off with a warm breakfast item?
No, thank you. Can I just get a hot honeycomb latte?
Yeah, do you want that as a large today?
No, let's do a small actually.
All right, small hot honeycomb. Any extra shots today?
Oh, no, thank you.
All right, what else can I get for you?
That'll be all, hun.
All right, go ahead and scoot on up.
Thank you. So anyways, I love Kentucky. I think Kentucky is absolutely beautiful. It's not too terribly far from Bowling Green. So I'm actually not like it's in southern Kentucky. It's literally like 2.5 hours from Nashville. So in thinking of our location that we are in Kentucky, we're literally like 9 hours from home here in Kansas City. We are 9 hours from New Orleans, 9 or 10 give or take. We are 9 hours from where we like to go in Florida. So it's kind of like a great location for us. And we're 6 hours. We're 6 hours from Phoenix. 6.5 give or take hours from Phoenix. So, you know, it's a great location. The land is the 2.5 acres that we're building on is actually already completely cleared. We do have to get the power. It does have sewer and water already on that piece of land. My husband is immediately checked on that. So we don't have to have like a septic tank. There is sewer, there is water. And the only thing that we have to do is we have to have the electric company come put up the pole so that there is electricity. But the contractor that's building for us will have all of that done. And of course, we're going to have like a driveway poured in and, you know, all that stuff. But in the back of the land is where I get to have my little mini farm. I'm going to have chickens and I'm going to have pigs. And I even want a couple of Highland cows. I really, really, really want some Highland cows. Yeah, it's not too far. Like, I mean, literally like where we are, it's a great location in Kentucky. I really do like the location of where we are. So I'm okay with that. But the goal now is for us to be moved out of our house by the 15th, or no, the weekend after the 15th. So like the 17th, 18th, 19th, something like that of April. So we don't really have a lot of time to get packed up and to get moving. And we have to literally like find a place to live in Kentucky while our house is being built. Don't forget about a donkey. No, it's only 2.5 acres, so I can't really have a whole lot of animals on that property. I'm kind of torn between having like a couple of Highland cows and having horses. Which y'all know I freaking love horses. I've had horses my whole life. Horses need like an acre of land each though, so it's not really designed for that. 1 second, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes. Hold on a minute.
$13.79 is your choice.
Thank you so much.
Would you like a stopper?
Oh no, thanks.
Okay, there you are.
Great,
Have an
thanks.
amazing rest of your day.
You too. So it's just like I'm gonna have to get really adjusted to life in a whole different state. Like, I mean, like I'm gonna have to start doing research on like where to go to a med spa. How far away am I gonna be from a med spa? You know what I mean? Like, I have to keep up on the things that I enjoy in my life, like Botox and facials and shopping and like what is the closest town that's big enough to be able to do all of that? You know, am I gonna have to drive all the way to Louisville, or am I gonna like find it closer? I don't know. So I've been doing like my own investigation this morning of like what are big towns that are like in close proximity to the very, very small town that we're moving to, that I can do all the things that I like to do as far as like where I'm going to shop, where I'm going to go to a med spa, where I'm going to get Botox, where I'm going to get my hair done, where I'm going to get my nails done. So I have a lot of like investigating to do. And I guess maybe I should have done that while we were out there, but that wasn't really at the top of my husband's list of where's my wife going to shop. As far as working, you know, I can work remote from home. I do that a lot anyways with my current job. So I did have a conversation with the company that I have been with for 11 years now. And I told them that, you know, like here within the next couple of months, I will be relocating from the Missouri side to Kentucky. And although HCA does not like have anything in Kentucky, I can work remote from home. So I can still keep my same current part-time job and I'll just work remote. And then if there is like a time that I have to come back to Kansas City for some type of a work reason or whatever, then I can either drive back to Kansas City or I can just go to Louisville and fly back and handle whatever business I need to handle here. You know, my children are adults and grown. My children are adults and they are grown. So, you know, the kids have known for a while that this is something that we've been seriously contemplating on moving out of Kansas City. And I think their biggest concern about us moving was not so much of moving out of Missouri, but they were worried that we were going to like literally like take off and move to Hawaii, which trust me, moving to Hawaii was definitely something that we had considered. We did look at places in Hawaii. We looked at houses in Hawaii. We looked at condos in Hawaii. It's just not easy to move from Kansas City, Missouri to Hawaii. It's not easy to move from the mainland to Hawaii, period. Like you have to have your vehicle shipped over. You have to have, and you can only have so many vehicles. And we have like 3, you know, your animals. You cannot just fly your animals into Hawaii. They don't allow that. Your animals have to go through like a series of different vaccinations and then a series of blood testing. And then even after you get all of that done, your animals have to be quarantined for anywhere from 5 to 120 days once they get on the island before you can go pick your animals up. And I'm like, I'm not putting our dogs through that. Like, I'm not doing all of that. plus all of your belongings. You would either have to sell everything and leave it on the mainland, or else you would have to ship everything. And it's just like it's too much. Moving from the mainland to Hawaii is just too much, and I just don't want to go through that stress. I don't want to go through that stress at all. It's already stressful enough knowing that there's a lot of things in our house that I'm not going to be able to take with us. And so I love our house, our current house. I absolutely love our current house. I love the size. I love all of the things that we have inside of it. But I am going to have to essentially downsize, and I'm going to have to go through and choose what I'm taking and what is going to be sold, or given away, or whatever the case may be. And that's hard for me to let go of, like, this home that we've made together. But I'm excited and I'm scared at the same time. I'm going to be 9 hours away from my kids. I'm going to be 9 hours. And it doesn't seem like a long time when you think about it. I think about, okay, like normal people go to work for 8 hours, nurses go to work for 12 hours. So just think of it like as like a day at work, except for it's just a drive. So, you're just driving a day's work of time to get to wherever you got to go. But I don't know. So now I guess I'm preparing myself to be out of Kansas City by the middle of April, So I've been very busy. I've been MIA a lot on YouTube because I've been really busy with looking at places, of ideas of where we're going to move to, and then finding a place that we're actually going to move to. And now talking with contractors and designing the house that I want built and what I want it to look like and how many square feet I want it to be and what I want my kitchen to look like and the bedrooms to look like. And even like I want an office. I want like a small office space for myself so I can work from home. You know, it's a lot and it's stressful, but I think that getting out of Kansas City would be a really good thing for me right now. I think that, starting over somewhere new and in a small town is just like going to be really good for my soul. So I'm excited. I can't pretend like I'm not excited for this to happen because I'm scared and I'm nervous and I'm anxious, but I am excited. So change can be a scary thing, and it can be one hell of a scary thing, but it's much needed right now. I think I just need to get the hell out of here. I've lived here my whole life and it's time for me to move on. So let me see. I'm so sorry. I've been driving. So good morning, Dookie. Hey, Armed. Hey, V-Dub. Hey, Big J. I can't tell you where the land is, Dookie, because that just kind of gives away like where I'll be living in Kentucky. And I don't want anyone to know. The taxes on the land. Oh my God. Okay. So this is no fucking joke. Here in Kansas City, Jackson County, Missouri, our personal property taxes for the year of 2025 literally was over 10 grand. 10 grand for the year. And that included like our house, our hauling trailer, boats, jet skis, vehicles, our camping trailer. Yeah, it was like a little over 10 grand. In Kentucky, the taxes on our 42 acres every year, are you ready for this? Is $95 and some odd change. If you and Lamar are so cool, will you be kind enough to move Lamar and Phoenix on your land so they can stop it. But I'm more than happy for them to come and visit anytime they want. I do. I love Starbucks and I love scooters, so I kind of go back and forth. Highland cows because they're freaking adorable. They are so stinking cute. I absolutely love little mini Highland cows. Not like giant Highland cows, but little mini ones. Donkeys are a must. No, she did not say $21 for coffee, you silly guy. Hawaii is expensive. It's still a lot of Japanese. Oh yeah, it's Hawaii is like predominantly like islanders and Asian. 100%. 100% is predominant islanders and Asian. Like the majority of the food in Kentucky, or in Kentucky, the majority of the food in Hawaii is Asian food. Like you have Korean, you have Japanese, you have Chinese, you have like, I mean, it's just everything. Everything in freaking Hawaii is with rice and mac salad. Everything. And musubi. So, anyways, that's kind of why I've been MIA quite a bit, is because I've been really busy um, figuring out what our actual goal is for here soon. And now that we have it all together, it's just a matter of putting everything in place. So, um, my husband said that when we get to Kentucky, you know, I mean, it is winter. There is still winter in Kentucky. It's not like Kansas City winter, but they do have cold and they do have some snow. So, you know, like building our house is going to take some time. It's going to take time getting our house built. My brother was stationed there. I visited the island when I was 15. Yeah, so my father-in-law, God rest his soul, my father-in-law was in the army for oh God, I don't even know, like over 30 years. And so he was stationed in Bad Hersfeld, Germany, was his first place that he was stationed. And that's where he met my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law was born and raised in Berlin, Germany. And my mother-in-law was a singer in a bar in Germany. And so my father-in-law, being in the military, had gone to this bar in Germany, and that's where he met my mother-in-law. They ended up getting married in Bad Hersfeld, Germany. My husband was born in Germany, and then once they were stationed, like he got restationed, and so he went from Germany to California, and from California they were stationed in Schofield Barracks in Hawaii. So my husband, I think that's why my husband likes to go to Hawaii so much, is because my husband, being being an army brat, you know, he lived in Hawaii for many years on Schofield Barracks. He went to school in Hawaii, and then from Hawaii they were stationed, I believe, at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And my father-in-law was stationed in Fort Campbell for a number of years. So, and then he went from Fort Campbell, Kentucky to Fort Leonard Wood here in Missouri. So like my husband, kind of as an army brat, he just kind of moved around all over the place. But my husband was born in Germany, and my husband has dual citizenship. He has citizenship in Germany and he has citizenship in the United States, because his mother was 100% German, born and raised, and he was born in Germany. So, um, you know, the idea of like one of our nieces on my husband's side of the family has her dual citizen. She got her dual citizenship for Germany and the United States, and she actually moved to Germany. So, but moving to Germany is just not something that we ever considered doing. We're not leaving the country. Hi, Jacksonville. So that's just kind of like a little bit of my husband's background, is that he was an army brat. He grew up moving around from, you know, post to post and coast to coast. So, and we did think about like the South, like going south. We definitely thought about like Mississippi. Um, my husband has family in Mississippi. My husband has family in Kentucky. My husband has family in Tennessee. So, we did think about like maybe some land out in Mississippi, but honestly, um, I don't know. I think that Kentucky has more beautiful land to offer than Mississippi, to be honest. So, All right, you guys. Well, I am going to enjoy the Kansas City shopping life while I still have it available to myself. And I am going to do some shopping today, and then I'm going to head home and just, I guess, start helping my husband go through everything. I mean, like literally, we're going from 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms to like the house that we're going to have built will have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So I'm downsizing an entire bedroom and I'm downsizing a bathroom. And I think that that's pretty much all I'm really willing to give up. So, all right. Well, you guys have a great Sunday. Peace out.